Happy hump day, everybody. On this July the 8th, welcome to Time Out Overtime on this, the one and only Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal. I hope that if you haven't done so yet, please, folks, if you're watching, get down in the corner, will you please, and smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Muchísimas gracias. Okay. You saw the headline. Before we talk about the Tigers, uh, nothing new to report. Helene James, the Detroit News beat writer for the Detroit Red Wings, I believe has said that Dylan Larkin has not changed his demand. He wants to be traded to one of three teams. Okay. Florida, Minnesota, or Vegas. And that's it. He hasn't moved off that stance. Now, last week, I played an audio for you of Steve Arzeman addressing the Dylan Larkin situation. He said he got a call from his agent telling him he wants to be traded. Got a call a couple of days later with a list. It's got to be one of those teams. Yzerman reiterated, whatever he does, it will be in the best interest of the Detroit Red Wings. He could not guarantee that there would be any trade made. I can't blame him for saying that he wants equal value. What do we mean by equal value? No prospects. Fuck the prospects, okay? No prospects. If Larkin wants to be traded, he's going to go to the team where Steve Yzerman, and I haven't supported Yzerman at all much since his tenure here because he hasn't done anything. But in this case, I think he's right. You want equal value for Dylan Larkin. You don't want prospects. No. You can't. It's got to be a veteran, NHL veteran, equivalent to that of Dylan Larkin. Otherwise, I don't make a deal. And if Dylan Larkin doesn't like it, then it sucks to be you, Dylan. Okay? I've had it with Dylan Larkin. And you haven't heard anything out of Dylan Larkin. Nothing. Nothing at all. Coward lets his agent do his talking for him. With each passing day, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be a Red Wing this coming season. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. I know, but I don't think he's going anywhere. And the worst mistake his agent could have made was leaking this to the press. The worst mistake he could have made. Boy. Stay tuned for further updates, folks. That's all I can tell you. But that's where we're at in the Dylan Larkin saga right now. The Red Wings did make a trade yesterday, but I'm not going to tell you who they got because the motivation behind this trade was to clear cap space. Okay, and they've got about $48 million to play with right now. And I'm sure they'll use some of that, not all of it, certainly not all of it, to bring back Jalen Duren. Whatever's left over, they could do something significant at the trade deadline next season. I'm pretty discouraged with the Trajan Langdon right now. When you look at what the teams around them, especially in the East, have done. Philly is better now with Jaylen Brown from the Celtics. Miami is certainly better after what they've done this year. And it looks like the LeBron is coming back to finish his career in Cleveland. And the Cavaliers just extended Donovan Mitchell's contract another 4 years. So, and what has Trajan Langdon, what have the Pistons done so far? Well, okay, Isaiah Joe and yeah, well, what they've done, maybe they are slightly better now than what they were, but uh, uh, clearing cap space was the motivation behind the moves they made yesterday. Okay, and they indeed did clear cap space. Tomorrow is the July the 9th. The NBA Summer League begins in Las Vegas. Both the Pistons draft picks will be participating. In the past, it's been on ESPN. It will not be on ESPN this year. NBA Summer League games, if you're interested, I think are on, well, where? Amazon Prime? Peacock? I don't know. If you're, look, if you're interested in watching the NBA Summer League games, Google that and find out where. I'm not. You couldn't pay me to sit down and watch an NBA Summer League game. If you folks are interested, Google it, find out where you can watch. I don't know, ESPN, I don't know why they dumped it. They did not renew the contract for the NBA, but that's where that's at, right? And anyway, Summer League games, I think tomorrow through July the 16th in Las Vegas. It's too hot out there anyway right now. I know it's a dry heat, right? Yeah, about like sticking your head in a furnace, right? Yeah, okay. A little bit, some news about Kirby Joseph and mainly the Tigers after we get our sponsors out of the way. Finish Line Family Restaurant on Carlton Road in Hillsdale, across the street from Aeroswift Printing, in between the railroad tracks. Everybody knows where the finish line is. Proudly been serving this community now for the better part, more than 4 decades, more than 40 years. That's the, and as I said before, I don't have a script. This is a testimonial. Serving our community proudly now for the more than 40 years, 4 decades. Where do we want to begin? Why is it hours of operation 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily? They are open till 8 now, and they will be through Labor Day on Thursday and Friday night. Of course, Friday's all you can eat fish. Classic car drive-in theme on Thursday, and if you dine in, you can register to win a $20 or $10 gift certificate from the finish line. And all dine-in customers, you get in on that. They pick the winner out, I think, on Friday morning, and they're posted in the lobby. Okay. Anyway, award-winning breakfast served all day. Got a lot of great new menu items. Fast, friendly service, great family atmosphere, reasonably priced. I can't say enough. It's just the best doggone sit-down restaurant in our area. Nothing comes close. And we are so thankful to have them here. And like I said, I can promise you when you fuel up from food at the finish line, you're always going to finish first. And once you've gone up and paid your bill, you're headed out the door, you have a big smile on your face for good reason. I better see you all there, okay? All right. I met some nice people there today that had a lot of nice things to say about how they enjoyed listening to us on Saturday morning. And nice folks. So, we're also brought to you in part by Barron Insurance in Jonesville. Folks, seniors, have you got your playbook ready for Medicare? Do you? Don't let healthcare costs bench you. So we're calling an audible with Joe Rudin at Barron Insurance to help you navigate Medicare and health insurance. All right. So whether you're aging into Medicare, you're in a special enrollment period, or you're losing under coverage, Joe's got the stance and the know-how to help you score the best coverage for your needs. Plus, you get a game plan for retirement healthcare costs. Now, what about businesses? Businesses, don't get sacked. Joe's got group health coverage options for you too. Okay. Give Joe a call at 517-849-1000 or check him out at www.barrettins.com. That's all one word, two R's and two T's, barrettins.com. You'll find him on the corner of US 12 and M99 in downtown Jonesville. That's Show Rooted Insurance, protecting your dreams, 517-849-1000. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. And of course, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walden Street, 100 feet or so west of Howell, 517-610-5372. The place to go for tech services. Tech services, just mention those two words, tech services. Whatever comes to mind should be Quality PC. Somebody mentioned tech services to me, I'm automatically thinking Quality PC, automatically. Computers, new or used, large flat screen TV, 4K mounting, setup, programming. Perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Just get in there and see them. Tim Lindley and his staff are more than capable of resolving any tech issues or dilemmas you may have. Okay? All right. 37 Waldsworth Street, 517-610-5372. Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. Get in there and tell them Rick and Mickey sent you. Thank you very much. Kirby Joseph. Before I get into the Tigers, Kirby Joseph briefly did say he won't be having any surgery on his knee because apparently it's a chronic cartilage issue. Sounds like maybe bone on bone or something. And there's really nothing surgery can do to repair that. Dan Campbell was asked about it a couple of weeks ago. He said, we won't know anything until training camp starts, so we get him on the field. I guess it just depends on how much pain he can tolerate. They tried acupuncture, maybe something like that, but there's really nothing surgically that can be done to repair Kirby Joseph's knee, and that's too bad. And Dan Campbell was asked, and like I said, he said, well, they won't know anything until they get to training camp. They'll be on the field, 3 weeks from today, the 29th, Wednesday the 29th, first full squad, full workout, 3 weeks from today. They get him on the field, see what he can do or can't do. They won't know anything until then. Okay. We do know that it's going to be a while yet before Brian Branch comes back from that torn Achilles. So the starting secondary right now for me, that's my main concern for the Lions right now. And I said we'll know more. We'll know a lot more about that once they get to training camp. So that's where that's at. Okay. As far as the Tigers are concerned, yeah, they did beat the Athletics. They got lucky. 6-2 last night. Skubal only went 5 innings. He did get the win. It was 2-1 when he left after 5. I'm thinking, here we go. They're going to turn this over to the bullpen again. They're going to blow it. They got a gift. The misplayed ball in the 6th inning was ruled a double. Should not have been ruled a double. I don't know. You're going to give the error or 2 on that. The second baseman or the right fielder. But anyway, the Tigers ended up scoring 4 runs, which should have been unearned runs in that inning. Made it a 6-2 game. Essentially over after that. Okay. Well, it made it a 6-1 game. They opened would score a run off of Drew Anderson. The final was 6-2. But so right now they're 41-50. The Tigers have the fifth best run differential in the American League at plus 15. The teams ahead of them: Yankees, Rays, Mariners, and White Sox. Right now, today, if the season ended, would all be playoff teams. Tigers would not. Like I said, the Tigers are plus 15. What do I mean by run differential? Compare the number of runs you've scored to the number of runs you've given up. Okay? Given up this many runs, you've scored this many runs. That means they've scored 15 more runs than have been scored upon them. The Athletics run differential are minus 76. Minus 76. The Tigers are plus 15. Yet the two teams have identical records after 91 games. They are both 41 and 50. So after the game last night, and I'm not going to play the audio for you, but because it was too noisy in the locker room and it's difficult to hear. The gist of what Tarik Skubal said in the locker room after the game last night, he thinks the Tigers should be buyers at the trade deadline. He thinks they have a real shot at getting the World Series this year. A lot of people disagree with him, but you look at the other 14 teams in the American League right now, and do you think that's a little hypocrisy for Skubal to say that, knowing that he won't be here next year? I don't think there's anything wrong with him saying that they should buy and he wants to win. There's nothing wrong with that. But he has to realize that this is his last season here. I don't think there's any chance of them re-signing him. I don't. And, so he said they should be buyers at the trade deadline. Okay, which is what, August 3rd. Okay. What, about 3 weeks from now? You look at people argue no, they should sell because they don't have a chance to win the World Series this year. You might be right, but my rebut to that would be, okay, folks, you look at those other 14 teams in the American League. And by the way, before we go any further, from June the 1st up until today, July the 8th, who's got the best record in the league? Your Detroit Tigers at 19 and 12. From June the 1st to July the 8th, which starting rotation has the best combined earned run average? Your Detroit Tigers, 3.08. Are they? I think I look. They had such a bad May at 6 and 22. I can't explain what happened. Obviously, the bullpen let them down for the most part. That was the problem. What have they got? 20 blow. If they didn't save just half of their games that they blew, they'd be in first place right now. They got 20 blown saves, 21. If they'd save just half of those, instead of being 41 and 50, they'd be 51 and 40 and in first place right now. But they're not. They're 41 and 50. Look, the numbers don't add up. I've said that before. They just don't. Like I said, the Tigers are plus 15 run differential. Athletics are at minus 76. They both have the same record. Troy Melton pitching tonight. Tigers are favored. They should win tonight. That doesn't mean they won't. I'm more concerned about Framber Valdez pitching tomorrow night. Then they've got Philly coming in for 3 prior to the All-Star break. So what would the rotation be against the Phillies? Let's see. You got Melton tonight, Valdez tomorrow night, and it would be Flaherty, Mize, and Skubal against the Phillies. Flaherty, Mize, Skubal. Okay, all right. I don't look. What are the other? And I've asked you this. Okay, you look at the American League standings, folks. Of the other 14 teams, you tell me which one of those teams is a lock to win the World Series. Don't say the Yankees or the Rays. They just swept both of those teams. White Sox are in first place, but they just swept the White Sox. I'm talking about the Tigers now. And the Guardians without Jose Ramirez are a complete mess right now. And he won't be back for 6 weeks yet at the earliest. I don't know. There is no American League team of those 15 teams, including the Tigers, that you could look at and say they're a lock to win the World Series, because they're not. And the Yankees that don't have Judge, I don't know when he's coming back, if at all, this year. Of course, that lineup's not the same without Judge. Stanton, I don't know what his issue is either. He's not close to coming back. I can't look at those American League standings and say, yeah, this team is a lock to get to the World Series. No. If anyone would do that and try to pinpoint a team right now, with all due respect, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay. One last thing before we get out of here. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred has appointed Justin Verlander to the All-Star game next Tuesday night in Philadelphia as a Legends pick, an honorary pick, if you will. Okay? Justin Verlander has announced this season will be his last. You can see that coming last week when he made the comment about the wheels falling off. Okay? So they signed him to what Tigers did, to a one-year deal this year for $13 million. $2 million up front. The other $11 million was going to be in deferred payments. Justin Verlander has turned out to be last year's Alex Cobb. Yeah, he made one start. He pitched, 3 2/3 innings against the Cardinals and took a loss. He got shelled. He's not going to play Tuesday night in Philadelphia. Not going to play. He'll get introduced before the game with the other players. You'll see him in the dugout. He'll probably get interviewed on TV during the game. He's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. He's had a fine career, but it's over. He's not going to play. Not going to play. But he'll be there. They'll honor him. Okay. Congratulations to him. Way to go, JV. What is he, 43? Enjoy your family, your daughter, your son, your wife. Happy trails as he heads into the sunset after this season. Justin Verlander, retiring after this season. You'll see him at the All-Star game Tuesday night in Philadelphia. Okay, that's going to do it for us. Talk to you all again on Friday. Don't forget this Saturday morning, the Timeout Show with Harrison James and Jed. And he's away on assignment, doing another book tour. So that's 9 o'clock from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM. So until Friday, then, I'll simply say thanks so much for watching, folks. I deeply appreciate it. Remember to please treat each other with respect, and have yourselves a good rest of the evening. Then until Friday, I'll simply say adios, good night. Thanks for watching. So long, everybody. Bye.